There is a blind spot exist with Web3 marketing agencies. And in this presentation, we are going to fix those with various tools and technologies. Hello, I am Mani Malavannan, and we will get into what exactly the blind spot the Web3 marketing agencies are facing, how we can fix it with various tools and technologies. In DeFi marketing agencies, there is a connection they need to understand between Web 2 and Web 3. We will go through those in detail and understand what we need to do to fix those so that marketing agencies can able to understand and appreciate their marketing campaign success. See, in traditional analysis, especially in the Web 2, with various tools like Google Analytics 4 or Mixpanel or Posthog, whatever tool you use, you can able to identify the impression, clicks, site visits, all those data points you can able to collect, you can able to create pretty looking dashboards. But when they want to connect the wallet, ultimately to perform a transaction on a Web3 with a blockchain, then that's where these tools stops working for marketing agencies. You cannot identify how many users are connected to the wallet and how much transaction volume they performed and what they performed. And if you are a Web3 marketing agencies, you can able to clearly understand what I am talking about and what type of technologies you need to fix it. We can able to identify in this presentation. See, there is a fundamental difference between the Web 2 identity and the Web 3 identity. In the Web 2, it's all based on the cookies, device IDs. Every time a person comes into a website, there is a cookies being presented either by allowing the users to understand there is a cookies being stored, or some many websites, marketing agencies, they are still doing it, which is illegal by based on the laws, international laws or local laws, based on that, you need to ask the user's permission before storing their information. But bottom line, they use the cookies and device IDs to identify you. And in the Web3, it's all based on the cryptographic wallet address. It is a public address. You can able to identify. Using that address, you cannot associate who the user is. You cannot understand who the user is, their physical location, which country they are. If you go to a blockchain, Ethereum blockchain or Solana, you can able to see, okay, this particular public wallet address performed this many transaction, this much volume of tokens they purchased, and they paid this much price for the token. You can able to understand all those, but you cannot identify it. So that is in the Web3 side. And then in the session state, the session state is ephemeral. Basically, they come in the Web2 world, they log in, they perform a transaction, they add things to the shopping cart in an e-commerce site and click the buy button and they move on. But in the Web3, it is persistence and immutable. And also, the another major difference is the whatever data that is being stored, it is in a corporate walls. For example, if you are using Amazon, Amazon owns all the data. As a user, as a marketing agency, you cannot identify what are all the products your customer purchased it. You can still identify it based on the website traffic, but what exactly the items they purchased and how much money they paid, all those lives within the Amazon corporate ones. But in the Web3, you go to the browser, Ethereum browser, and you can able to browse. You can key in the public wallet address. You can identify how many transactions this particular wallet address performed. It's all available in a public ledger. It is open. So with all those three, there is no overlap between the traffic coming from Web 2 to Web 3. Still the traffic even for the Web 3 transactions, still the traffic comes to Web 2. Either they have to use a browser to connect to the company, understand the company, and then finally use a wallet to connect to a blockchain and perform a transaction. But there is no overlap between Web 2 and Web 3. You need to have a backend technology to connect the Web 2 identity with the Web 3 identity so that you can able to create a attribution model to understand how well your marketing campaign is working. See, there are core on-chain metrics you can able to collect that is going to help in the Web3 side. Just like how in the Web2 we can able to identify the clicks, you can able to identify where the users are coming from, which country, which continent, and how long they stayed, which links they performed, they clicked. All those informations you can able to collect using various tools like Google Analytics, Post Mixpanel. Like that, in the Web3, there are various metrics you can able to collect. For example, total value logged, how much transaction happened for one particular customer or one particular wallet address. You can use the main tool T5 Llama to identify that. This is a very popular tool to identify the total value locked on a particular protocol on a particular wallet address. And then the daily active wallets. See that what transactions happened per wallet that can be identified using the Dune analytics. You have to write a SQL query to pull that information from the various blockchains and you can able to identify it. And then the wallet retention. See, the wallet retention happens between 7 days to 30 days or more. So you can, if you want to identify percentage of users returning after 7 days, after 15 days or 30 days, you can use tools like Dune Analytics and Formo. These two are pretty popular tools. And then for transaction volume, total economic output, what exactly is going on in a particular protocol. For example, if you want to identify the total volume of transaction that happened on a particular day, particular week, you can use tools like Etherscan for Ethereum blockchain and then the graph. These tools, you can use to identify the total volume that happened. And then you need to identify the user, whether the user is an existing user returning or a new user. Using that, you can able to identify the growth, engagement, and how well your Web3 marketing campaigns are working. For that, you need to have a Nansen, you can use Nansen tool or the Dune Analytics tool. And then the governance rate, number of token holders, and what exactly they are doing. See, in the previous YouTube channels, we discussed about what exactly the decentralized organization and how the voting rights and all those are all can be incorporated in blockchain. If you want to know more about it, please visit those videos in our channel and you can understand it. And we will also provide links in this video. If you want to understand the governance voting, there are specific tools or there, Tally and Snapshot. These two tools you can use it to identify it. So these are all various tools, just like Web 2 side, the Web 3 side, these tools, you can use it to measure certain basic metrics to identify how well your marketing campaign is going. See, these are all metrics only on the Web 3 side. You still need to have a tool to connect both the Web 2 and Web 3. We will look into it later. See, one of the main issue in the total value logged, you need to identify what exactly the locking happens, whether it is coming from the whale or it's coming from multiple different users. Say, for example, sometimes the large one customer can have hundreds of wallets. That is possible. It is legal also. So with one or two users, they control hundreds and thousands of wallet addresses and they may have all the transactions logged on that particular wallet addresses. If you just calculate the total value logged in a particular blockchain, then that may not give you a proper understanding of how well your user base is growing, because For a token to grow in popularity, you need to have a retail customers, not an institutional investors, not a one or two users controlling the entire platform. That means then if they dump the entire token, then the token value goes down drastically. You cannot sustainably run the protocol. So for that, from the marketing agency's point of view, you need to identify how much the total value logged, and also what who owns that who owns the addresses, whether it is owned by the individual multiple users or one or two users controlling the various transactions through various public addresses. So you need to have proper backend analytical tools to identify so that you can help your customers to identify how well the tokens are working on, whether there is a TVL spike is happening on one particular addresses or it's happening in multiple different addresses. So for all those, without proper Web3 tools, analytical tools, you cannot identify it. So the complexity of the pseudonymous users. The pseudo-anonymous user in this case is the wallet addresses, public wallet address we discussed earlier. Using that, you can know this particular wallet address have this many transactions, but you cannot identify it. And also, you need to identify whether that wallet is a hot wallet, cold wallet, or a temporary interaction wallet, because sometimes or many times customers they have multiple wallet addresses, and then they will use a day-to-day transaction using one wallet address, and also they want to store their savings in another wallet address. It's like having a bank deposit. You have a daily transaction account where you use that account to do a day-to-day transaction, and you have a savings account where you park your money there that may gain some interest for you. The similar concepts is possible in the Web3 world. So without proper tools, you cannot identify whether the wallet is a hot wallet or a cold wallet, and whether it's a temporary interaction wallet. Sometimes users may start with a new wallet and use it for one particular purpose, and then they don't use it again. Without proper backend analytical tools, Web3 analytical tools, you cannot identify it. So the question is, why do you need to identify it? From the marketing agency, you need to identify it so that you can tell your customers, hey, this for this particular user, we have three different types of wallets, and one wallet is the hot wallet where they do a day-to-day transaction, and the other wallets, it's a cold wallet or a temporary wallet, because using that, you can fine tune your marketing campaign to attract more users. For example, if you are targeting a hot wallet, then your marketing campaign should be different than the cold wallet, because the cold wallet customers, they are looking for a long-term strategy to store, to park their money in particular tokens. And also, there is a critical aspect we will look into later, the cyber attacks. You need to identify that to avoid your entire protocol as issues in the future. Okay, what is cyber attacks? It's basically, yeah, the one particular token is owned by one set of only one or two users control the more than 48% of the token, if or close to 50% of the token. If that happens, then there is a significant issue on the particular token. In the last 3 4 years, there are many companies they went bankrupt in the Web3 world because of the attack that happened. So you want to make sure that you can identify these type of attacks that may happen in your tokens, and understand and avoid it, so that your entire token is distributed among multiple users, and no single user, including the company, those who are issuing the token, shouldn't hold more than certain percentage of tokens. If say for example, if I am issuing a token, if I own more than 50% of the token, then I can wait until the token value goes up and I can dump all my tokens and I can crash the entire token value. So that shouldn't be happening yet. So you need to have tools to identify these and protect the overall token value going forward so that there will be a trust from the customers to purchase the tokens. So to fix all those, you need a multi-layer DeFi analytical tool stack you need to build. Either you need to build from the marketing agency or you need to subscribe or purchase tools, those who have these technologies in place. In the layer one is the on-chain data infrastructure. You need to have tools to go and pull the analyticals from various blockchains and identify, collect the metrics for you. And then for DeFi, you need to have the Web2 to Web3 attribution. You need to connect the Web2 data and the Web3 data to create a clear picture for your marketing agencies. And then in the layer 3, you want to identify what are all the smart money has been performing with various wallets and who is owning it. And then there's a compliance, what they need to do based on different countries, cities, you need to identify it. For layer one, the Dune, the Graph, the DeFi Llama, all these tools, you can use it and identify it. And then for layer two, you have a Spindle and FOMO, and we at Analytic, we have an agent graph, the tool we have been working on quite some time. You can use the tool to connect the Web2 data and Web3 data to create a attribution model to understand how well your marketing campaign is going. And then for the Web3, you have an Anson, Glassnode, chain analysis. These are all sophisticated tools which analyzes billions and billions of transactions that are happening every day with various blockchain networks. These tools can identify if there is any threat that is going to happen or if there are any other issues that is happening within the tool and where the money has been sent, whether it is illegal activities are happening. So these are all sophisticated tools used by major corporations and government entities to identify where the money is going in the entire blockchain network. So for the second layer, we discussed it before, you need to identify the ad that you post on the Twitter, connect to the wallet, and ultimately how much money has been transacted on a particular blockchain network. So for that, you need to have the UTM parameter that you already know in the Web2 world. Without UTM, you cannot identify where the traffic is coming from, whether it's coming from Twitter or LinkedIn. And then using that, you connect with the wallet. Okay, the users are connected with the wallet. See, some users may connect to the wallet and they will leave. And then the other users may connect to the wallet and finally perform some transaction. The transaction could be purchasing the NFT token or sending money to their friends and family. So whatever may be the transaction, you need to have the fully interconnect from the UTM parameter to wallet connect to on-chain transaction. So that's where we at Analytic we excel in this layer of the journey for the marketing agencies. You can able to identify clearly and what is going on in the entire blockchain network. And ERC 8021 Builder code standard, it provides the lightweight on-chain path for cementing this building. We are working with these standards also. So using that, you can clearly connect. This is specifically Ethereum based transaction because there are multiple different blockchains out there. So right now, be it Analytic Agent Graph supports Ethereum blockchain, Solana blockchain, and then the base blockchain networks. So that's all. We are still working on to incorporate other blockchains. Also, in the near future, we are going to incorporate various other blockchains like Binance and other blockchains. But for now, these three blockchains, you can able to completely get a attribution model from from the Web2 to Wallet Connect to the Web3. And also, one of the critical aspect of the attribution windows is in GA4, Google Analytics. These are all weekly. It expires. You can able to create a marketing channel, and it expires after 7 days. But in Web3 world, you need to adjust it and extend it from 14 days to 30 days and more, because these users are not going to go and log in, purchase some things, and then leave. It takes a while for them to conclude the transaction. In the day one, they will connect to the wallet, and then in the day 14, they'll do the first deposit, and then they don't do any activity. And then in the day 30, they may do some voting in the decentralized organization tokens for their support for whatever they are going to vote on it. So the attribution window needs to be manageable by the marketing agencies, so you can clearly pinpoint what is going on in that entire value chain for your customers. See the closed loop measurement standard. So this is very critical, and that's what in the analytic agent graph we can able to do it. There is a two worlds, Web2 world and Web3 world. The Web2 world is a Twitter, LinkedIn, uh, campaigns, and all those. And then in the Web3 world, it's a wallet addresses, token balances, on-chain transactions. So you need to link these two to create a unified customer profile, so that if your customers are asking, okay, show me all the ads that are coming, how many users are coming from this particular Twitter influencer, and what is the acquisition cost for each user, and what are all the wallet addresses, and what is the 30-day code, and what is the total value that is logged for this particular. You should be able to give this type of reports to your customers. And that's where the analytic agent graph excels to create a closed loop between the Web2 world and the Web3 world. Optimizing the protocol growth, it's not just the connection. So you need to have the proper metrics collected, so that you can able to optimize your marketing campaign for your customer to grow their token value, to grow their protocol. For that, just the raw clicks and wallet connection attempts wouldn't help. So you need to have a single report that tells which acquisition channels produces wallets with the highest 30-day retention. So these type of questions you should be able to ask and get the answer. And what is the median time from wallet connection to the first deposit? So you want to reduce it, so that whatever the customers are willing to spend, they can spend sooner than later. And which specific campaign segments generate the highest lifetime value? So these are all some sample questions. There are multiple different questions you need to ask from the Web3 marketing agency's point of view to provide the proper ROI for your customers. So you need to have the proper bridging capacity to connect the Web2 data to Web3 data to provide these answers to your customers. So that's all I want to discuss in this video. So by closing this analytical blind spot with proper tools and technologies, you can remove the blind spot in the Web3 marketing agencies world to connect the Web2 data and the Web2 Web3 data. So you need to have a tool, the data-driven tool, to finally give you the understanding of all the data from Web2 to Web3, and ultimately improve your customer ROI and improve the marketing campaign you are working on it. If you need more information, please visit our website analytic.com, and you will have information. You can register and start using our product right away, and you can ask any type of questions. If you have any questions, we will be happy to help you to make you understand how to use these tools and technologies. Thanks. If you like this video, please subscribe to our channel so that we can grow this channel and provide more videos like this. And appreciate the time. Bye.